So weddings are moving to a hyper-local setting. Focus is shifting from, getting flowers from Holland and Amsterdam to things and materials available locally.
Join the movement. Change what you can with the MG ZS EV.
Hi Khushi, thank you so much for joining us, and we are so privileged to have you with us, one of our Luxbook Top 50 listees. Today, I'm going to talk to Khushi all about the new age wedding. So Khushi, tell me that how in the lockdown and after it, people's expectations of weddings and wedding industry in India has changed.
Hi, Riddhi. First, let me start by saying thank you so much for having me. It's a real pleasure. And I love to always be associated with Luxbook. So, to take your first question, in general, the nature of the wedding industry has seen a shift. Weddings with a stronger character and a character that brings out the personality of the bride and the groom, they are becoming more popular. Couples are embracing home settings. So the format is now, say they do a home wedding followed by a grand reception at a later date when things settle down. Virtual weddings is a buzzword. So the virtual weddings have taken over this space pretty much. In the sense, guests log in on virtual platforms where you can even have a two-way interaction. You can have a live stream or a broadcast of your wedding. People are inventing and adapting given the changing scenario around us. So even things like artist performances are now happening virtually. For instance, the artist can perform in a studio setup or in the comfort of their home, and our guests can experience it live. So yeah, this is essentially the flavor of the weddings that are taking place in this pandemic.
And how does this change affect the wedding industry?
The role of the wedding management companies, you mean?
Yes.
So it essentially, the industries that was affected overnight by the pandemic. Now, the role of a wedding management company and a wedding planner is very much dependent on technology and how we can use available technology to still deliver. We have to adapt and change with the times. A couple of key things is weddings are becoming more eco-friendly. So they are more efficient in curbing waste. We're cutting down those massive invite lists, even in terms of F&B. All products, materials are now more locally sourced. So weddings are moving to a hyper-local setting. Focus is shifting from, getting flowers from Holland and Amsterdam to things and materials available locally, and not just flowers and decor. Even if you talk about F&B, there was a trend of getting, doing F&B collaborations with brands, international brands. So all of that is slowly getting replaced by hyper-local materials. Apart from that, like I said, the influx of technology in a big way in weddings, a 360 LED setup, which can have a two-way live experience where your guests can actually be sitting around a mandap, for instance, and participating, and their reactions can be captured. So this is very interesting for the couple, the family, as well as the guests. And to be honest, it actually makes the wedding accessible to a larger guest list, because say your friends and family from overseas that would have been unable to travel for a 2-day wedding are now able to participate and be so much more involved through this immersive technology. So of course there are pros and cons to everything that the wedding industry has also had to deal with.
And what about the business model, the revenues? Obviously, wedding management companies employed so many people and generated employment for so many other companies and people. So where do we stand there right now?
So like I said, that has suffered like a lot of other industries, and we have faced a major setback. There has been a lot of loss of employment and jobs. Hopefully things will settle down in the near future as far as that's concerned, because our business model and format was such where the weddings team specifically the team that worked only on weddings was a very core, small team, very small numbers. A lot of our other resources, as far as production, design, decor, F&B, those were shared resources across other live events. So yeah, we have had to also cut back numbers, but hopefully things should look up from here on.
Okay. And if I had to ask you a question on behalf of a couple that's about to get married, so what would you say are the new trends of the new age wedding in the pandemic? And what is it that they must do? How can they design the entire experience? So can you like sort of walk me through the new age wedding that perhaps you would like to design?
Absolutely. So become very popular. So when I say hybrid, I mean a confluence of online and offline. So we've already figured out how we can take weddings online and get guests involved. That experiential layer, what we're also proposing to our clients that they do. For instance, if my guests get ready and say a family is invited to a wedding, they get ready and they meet at their living room where they all log in virtually on Zoom and they participate in the wedding. We can actually arrange for catering at their homes to bring that wedding experience. We can set up a little bar and have a mixologist. We can provide for basic florals. So obviously all of this is the sky's the limit. We need to also work with the client to see where they want to draw the line. But I feel like this combination of an online and offline setting, still maintaining the rules of social distancing, are very possible. Another thing we can do is shoot a complete walkthrough of the wedding setup where the physical setup exists, and have our guests experience it as they log in. So they actually feel like they're part of the wedding. This will probably be pre-recorded content, and of course coupled with a live stream and a live broadcast. All of this is possible when numbers are restricted. Of course, I'm not talking about a 500, 600 person guest. For Sangeets, where family performances is a really large part of Sangeets, and the couple, the friends, families, they really like to partake in things like this. Again, we can have a pre-recorded Sangeet performance. We can ask people to send in home videos. So there are ways to make it really interactive and fun. And another thing that we did recently and can be implemented in weddings is, even when eventually the offline and on-ground celebrations do begin, we can have more satellite stages and pods, and again, social distancing is maintained.
Okay, I think that's a great idea. So as of now, basically, instead of people coming to weddings, you all are taking weddings to people's homes.
Yeah. And a combination of the two.
Oh, yes, and the combination of the two. How soon do you think the large, big-scale weddings will be back?
Honestly, I feel like the Indian weddings in the post-COVID world will have a more authentic version of themselves. So in the sense, people will realize, even once the vaccine is out and things go back to normal, this time has shown us what is truly important, and the fact that we're still able to have weddings without all the fluff and still make them extremely memorable. So I think the destination wedding is something that will always remain popular.
So you're trying to say that we will probably, I don't know if this is a right word, but correct, and the wedding format might just become more like local and sustainable. Is that what the crux of it is?
I think the overall experience will be more driven towards efficient and eco-friendly weddings. Waste will be minimized, and that is definitely a trend that we should all, as part of the wedding industry, also push towards. But having said that, destination weddings will still remain very, very popular, whether it's domestic or international or exotic, untapped. This time will make couples, families, and everybody in the wedding industry realize that an authentic wedding is the way to go.
After the lockdown, how has wedding management companies adapted their business models or re-strategized their marketing and promotion strategies? How have they remodeled, I would say, their businesses to perhaps make it more lean? And as you said that like weddings become efficient, I'm guessing even the working will have to become more efficient. So what is happening at the business front?
Like I said, the business front, has to be dynamic and adapt to the changing times around us. So for us, I can only talk about, the changes that we have made. For us, the wedding team is restricted to a very core team, smaller numbers, and a lot of our other resources that could be shared across categories and across events. Like I said, production, creative, decor, F&B, those are all shared. So we're trying and keeping our cost low, our fixed cost low as far as that's concerned. And yeah, those are the major changes that we've made in terms.
And so the wedding season will start soon, and there are already news that many venues right now have been sold out. So from now on, do you see things picking up, and do you think that people have sort of thrown caution in air and they are willing to spend again on weddings?
I think that you used are actually perfect. People have thrown caution. That's exactly what's happening. Obviously, following the government directives, a lot of the places are opening up. In fact, from I think the 15th of October, even banquet events are now going to be acceptable for up to 200 people. So yes, there will be a major shift, and a lot of people and a lot of I would say a lot of our clients are already feeling like this is the first step in the direction towards the post-COVID world. When the lockdown hit and we all realized that this is here to stay, we advised all our clients to push their weddings, if possible, to next summer, and most of them did. So I feel like from a business point of view, that's definitely something that will get aligned. But yeah, having said that, I feel like we still need to be mindful. We still need to take certain precautions and restrictions. Weddings will need to adapt to the new normal. So there will still be norms and guidelines that will be needed to be followed at the weddings that are coming up.
And my last question really to you, it was very interesting. You mentioned that that there was an event that you all did which had these pods. So the whole thing about maintaining social distance and safety. So can you just elaborate a little about how did that happen? How did you go about doing and setting that up?
Yeah. So it was an engagement event. It was at someone's residence, but an open space. And it was for I think about 80 people. But having said that, that is still a large enough number for in the given times. So what we did is we created lounges. So at any 7 to 8 people hanging out in one area, there were raised platforms within the same premises. The couple was of course standing at their own platform, and at any given point, the people were hanging out in groups of at the most 7 to 8. So while there were 80 people at that venue, we still maintained social distance as far as possible. And of course, other precautions were taken in terms of sanitizer. We also completely minimized human interaction as far as F&B is concerned. So there were conveyor belts actually taking starters and snacks around. So these little things definitely can be introduced. And F&B, bar service, alcohol was all within the same satellite pods. So if I had to just draw a parallel, when you go to a nightclub and you get a VIP table, you have your own bar, you have your own butler. So that entire experience was brought to this ceremony.
Perfect. That sounds like a lot of work for you guys, but a lot of safety for us. And I'm sure your guests would have felt so much secure being there.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Khushi, thank you so much for taking us through the new age wedding. Any parting thoughts before we leave? Anything else that you would like to tell our readers and viewers?
I just feel like, we've already spoken about this. While the future of the Indian weddings is very bright. We still need to be mindful, and there are learnings from this time that we should incorporate and we should implement even going forward. And I think the two biggest learnings that have come out of this time, one is eco-friendly weddings, definitely mindful consumption, minimize wastage, and second is moving towards a more hyper-local format. I think these are key learnings that we should hold on to even in a post-COVID world.
And why do you think that's important?
Of course, I mean, minimizing wastage and being eco-friendly is something that, if there's one thing that this pandemic has taught us, is that we need to respect nature and we need to respect the world around us. So these learnings are something that we should all adopt going forward.
All right, Khushi, thank you so very much for your time. And I really appreciate you taking out this time despite of like a little baby and your work. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Lovely talking to you as always.